the Fellowship of the Geek Show, a podcast about comics, movies, and other assorted geek stuff, with Thomas Chick, Mike Marlowe, and Les Webster. Music courtesy of Manny the Martyr. You can contact the Fellowship at email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net, or find us at Facebook at The Fellowship of the Geeks, or on Twitter at Fellowship Geeks. And now, on with the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Fellowship of the Geeks podcast. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Thomas Chick, and let's do something different this week. Everybody introduce themselves, starting with Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike.
Okay, Les. Yeah, that was awesome. Okay.
This is Les Webster, and now we're going to take a call from west of the Rockies.
And Holly.
And this is Holly from my comfy living room.
Woohoo! How are you guys doing?
Not bad.
Doing well,
Everybody
thanks.
Cool. Hope everybody out there is doing well. So what's been going on this week, guys?
Well, I've been catching up on, I was way behind everybody else that was reading Walking Dead when it first came out, and I was one of those lame people that just jumped onto the TV show. And so I took this last week to go back and just read through the whole thing, shut out my entire social life, and get through it. So I'm up to volume 23. I only have 2 more to go, so I'm proud of myself, and it's been a ride, man. It's some of the best stuff that I've read. I'm so stoked, and I can't even stand to wait for the show to come on because I'm just dying to see what they do with it. So it's been fun.
I think a round of applause should go to Holly. Congratulations on getting through 23 volumes.
Hooray!
Yeah, definitely. How about everybody? Anyone else? Mikey, anything going on this past week for you, man?
Well, sure. I mean, everybody does stuff, you know. But
Yeah, whatever.
but for realsies, I have been finally getting caught up with Red vs. Blue season 13, which is on Netflix, I found out. So that's pretty cool. And if you're not familiar, Red vs. Blue is you might call it venerable in terms of web series. It was actually a web series before YouTube existed. It started in 2003. They use graphics from the Halo video game and throw some really, really funny military sci-fi type stories up there on top of it. And it's really fun.
Cool. May have to check that out.
Sounds neat.
Yeah. Les, what's been going on with you?
Well, I did get to go see The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, which to me is one of the best Westerns. And this week I've also been catching up on Hap and Leonard, based on the characters from the book series. And it's just been too much fun. James Purefoy plays one of the characters. You may remember him from being the bad guy in The Following. And he has made a complete turn on this role, playing it with both a southern accent and being able to put a lot of humor into the story. How about you, Thomas?
Cool. Yeah, I've been trying to catch up on my reading. Some of my titles I've gotten behind, and the one that's really stuck out is Infinity Entity from Marvel Comics. It's written by Jim Starlin and art's by Alan Davis, and it's been really good. But of course, Jim Starlin, anything cosmic, if Starlin's writing it, it's going to be a good read. So I've been happy about that. Cool. So for today's topic, we decided to have a little fun and decide that we are Hollywood producers or studio execs and decide to pick a comic property or character and give it a live action adaptation, where it's TV show or movie. And I believe Mike was going to go first.
Okay. The first one on my list is Nailbiter. Because,
nice.
yeah, Actually, I think this should be done. I was going to say this would be good as a short run series, but I think this should go full. They should go full series with this, full blown multi-season TV show, because it's just built around that whole ongoing theme, that whole ongoing story with Warren and all of that funness, the serial killers and Buckaroo. There's just a lot of stuff there, and it's been going long enough that I think it's pretty clear that it can carry the story for a long period of time. So I think it would be fun to do. I mean, you could get at least 3 seasons out of it already.
Mm-hmm.
And so
exactly,
just run with it. Just pick some cast and go. Doesn't even have to be. I actually think you'd be better off going with kind of unknowns for this. If you're going to do somebody who's recognized, then cast Warren as somebody recognized and let everybody else be unknowns, and just go for the talent and have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
good choice.
Is Warren the main character?
Warren he's the nail biter. I wouldn't call him the main character. He's kind of a main character. He's like the active serial killer. He's the guy that came back home to Buckaroo after he got busted. He's really elusive, and he keeps giving out the idea that he knows more than he probably does. Real cocky and smooth, and has history in the town. And it's one of those that you'd want somebody who's good at playing enigmatic, and I think it would be fun to. I hadn't thought about this before too much, but I'm trying to think of somebody who would be good in that role. Probably I would go somebody younger, but a Woody Harrelson type would do it well.
Okay.
Maybe, I mean, it doesn't have to be him, but I think it would be interesting with him.
Okay.
Sounds like a good fit.
Good choice.
Cool. Les, what do you have?
Well, I want to go back and redo that Ron Ely epic, Doc Savage.
Mm-hmm.
This is a character that had hundreds of stories written, and there are new stories coming out now. You have the group of his henchmen, the 5 men that are with him, and of course you also have his cousin Pat to contend with in these stories. This to me would be a fun movie. I could see it being a series on one of the cable shows, but I can't see it going to one of the main broadcasters. The idea of all of the commercials would dilute it so badly. But I would like to see the movie, and I think that it could be done. You do have to have a tall actor, though, to play Doc Savage. And I'm not sure who out there could actually fit that role.
So no Tom Cruise then.
And no Channing Tatum either. Sorry.
You probably
I could see Jonah Hill as Monk, but
Yeah.
You probably hadn't seen this, Les, but Shane Black is actually attached to do a Doc Savage movie. But something's come out the last day or so saying that he wants Dwayne Johnson to do it.
Really?
Yeah. And he's waiting around to get Dwayne Johnson.
Wow.
Wait, Rock Savage?
The Rock, as Doc Savage.
Rock Savage, yeah.
Yep.
I can't see that. I'm sorry, I don't have that concept. Because even The Rock is not all that tall.
Be careful what you wish for.
Mm.
He has a look. I just don't know if he can pull off the scientist part.
Yeah.
The scientist or scholar, because I mean he's the ultimate. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Dwayne has that range, but hey, I've been wrong before.
I'm not sure that he could wear the gold hair that Doc Savage has.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
Okay. I just throwing it out there. That's who he's looking at. So who knows?
I appreciate the word. I'm sorry to hear that Rock Savage may be in the works.
But you're getting your movie. That's what you just said you wanted.
If they play it correctly, if they don't camp it up, That's the main thing. I don't want him saying things like, Mona, you're a brick. It just doesn't work.
Good luck.
Maybe they get Vin Diesel instead.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh my.
There you go. There you go.
You are a brick.
I can see it.
Okay,
Oh
Holly.
my god. Well,
Try to follow that up.
yeah, I don't think I can. I'm gonna go totally to something that has already been brought up. So I'm stealing from somebody else's idea, but so I think it was like in like 2009, 2010 that Megan Fox was pushing for a Fathom movie based on Michael Turner's Fathom.
Okay.
And that was kind of a passion project of hers that still has not been made, but I guess is still in the makings from what I've read. But I am, for anyone that doesn't know me, I am one of the biggest Michael Turner crazies you will meet. I've got tons of his crap all over my walls. I mean, I love Michael Turner. Anything that he touches is gold to me. So Fathom is huge. I mean, it would be, now they finally, I think, have the technology and graphics and stuff to do it justice with everything. 'Cause it probably couldn't have been done very well 10, 20 years ago. And I think that Megan Fox would make a great Aspen Matthews for that lead. And she's been, the interviews that they've had of her talking about it, she's said that basically, she wants to play it, but she would rather, if it can get made quicker and someone else play it, that would be great. But she wants someone that's a fan of the actual comic to do it. She doesn't want some actress that doesn't give a shit about the comic and about Michael Turner and his legacy and all that to play it. So, I think that would be awesome. And with mermaids and things like that being so like trendy right now in pop culture, they're doing a live action Little Mermaid movie. I mean, mermaids are everywhere, that even though it's not a traditional mermaid story, I think it could be pretty powerful and pretty awesome. So I think that Fathom would be pretty awesome. I just love Michael Turner, and I mean, I could go down the list and name pretty much anything that he's done and make it a movie or a TV show, whatever. But Fathom is their biggest property, and it's the most well known, and I think it could do well if they can ever get it off the ground. I don't know if it'll happen though.
Right. I'm cheating a little bit with my first pick because it is my show. Anything in the Terryverse, and what I mean by that is anything done by Terry Moore, whether it's Strangers in Paradise or Echo or the current book Rachel Rising, which is unfortunately coming to the end soon. I would love to see those as a TV series, any of them. Just phenomenal, just great stories with characters that are instantly relatable and you care about them. And unfortunately, there's been 2 or 3 attempts to do Stranger in Paradise, but it's really never gotten off the ground. The last I've heard, Rachel Rising has been optioned, but I mean, as far as he knows, nothing's really come about it yet. But I mean, there's always the possibility. But I think we're all great fans of his work, and it would be just awesome to see, Rachel or Kachu or Francine, any of them on live action. It would be awesome. I would really be happy about that.
I almost put Rachel Rising on this list. Honestly, almost. It's like my number 4. I have 3, and it's like my number 4.
I was going to say, I can see them doing Rachel Rising because of the content. Echo may be a little bit tougher in my estimation.
Right.
But SIP, I think, would be a great fit. I think that is just a good relation TV series or movie.
It would be a great drama. It would be
with a lot of humor.
Yeah, exactly. Mikey, let's go ahead and have your second pick.
Oh, it's my turn again? Okay.
It's your turn again.
Okay. So for my second pick, I am going to go with a book called Indestructible. This was a Darby Pop book a year or two ago, started by Jeff Klein, and IDW put it out. And it was about a guy who, due to certain strange circumstances, the world came to believe that he was a superhero, and that he was, because basically the deal was he got shot in an attempted robbery, and he just like got back up and like whacked the guy who shot him upside the head. He did this because there was something in his pocket that stopped the bullet, but nobody noticed that. And the whole thing was like on security cameras, and so all of a sudden he's got like the major superpower group chasing after him to get them to sign on with him, and he's getting invited to all kinds of stuff, and he was kind of a loser to begin with, so his life is just even more upside down than it was before, and it's a really, really funny book, and I think it would make a good, I don't know if you could fit it all into one movie, so you might have to do like the 8-episode mini series, but it would be a really fun, it would almost be fun to do it just to take a jab at all of the major superhero movies, the super serious, super dark superhero movies coming out right now, because it would be a whole lot more lighthearted and almost mocking of them, but it would be a lot of fun. It was a cool book. We got 2 trades out of it, which was, I think it was a total of 10 issues, and then it kind of stopped, and I was a little sad by that, but I think it would be fun to see that one on the screen somewhere.
That's one I hadn't thought about. Yeah, I could see them having a little fun with that.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a big superpowered group involved, but they don't really get that much screen time, so you wouldn't even have to there wouldn't be a whole lot of special effects involved. I mean, just a little here and there. You would have a couple of fight scenes where they're involved, and the rest of it would just be normal. I mean, you wouldn't have to have guys flying around all the time or anything. So it should be fairly easy and, dare I say, cheap to produce.
That would be cool, definitely.
I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? Holly?
I'm like staying in the same vein here, but I'm going to say instead of a movie this time, I'm going to make a TV show or like a mini series. But I think it could go on for seasons. So my pick is Gen 13, and that was always with Wildstorm. And DC owns Wildstorm now. So this could have very good potential, I feel like, with them cranking out all this other stuff. And I know that there was talks about a movie, maybe the same time, 2010-ish. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that could be great. There are some really good stories in there. It can be serious. It can be light. It can be hilarious. I think it could do really, really well. So I don't know if any of you guys read Gen 13 when it came out originally, or if you've picked up trades, but I've always enjoyed it. It has kind of a character for everybody, and I think that it would do really well as a TV show, especially with Flash and Supergirl. They have all these characters in them that have all these crazy powers, and with CGI and everything now, they're able to actually make this stuff look cool. So I think that they could do a lot with it.
I agree. I didn't read a lot of the Gen 13 when it was coming out. Did you, Les?
Just a little. I wasn't reading a lot of comics at that time. I was actually away from comics for a short while.
Whoa. This I did not know.
Yeah, there was a time span.
Wow. Okay.
The lost years.
That's my second choice, is My Lost Years.
Well, it ran from 94 all the way to 2011, so somewhere.
But I was out of it from like 93 to 95, so.
Gotcha, when it was the height of it, the beginning, yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
That's kind of strange, because I kind of got out of comics right around that time there for a bit too. That's strange. Now, maybe a little bit earlier than that. Maybe more like 90, 91 or 92.
I was out of comics then too, man. I was born that year.
Wow.
Somehow I knew that was coming.
Right at the knees.
But on that same note, it's really funny, and I didn't do this on purpose, I swear, but Megan Fox has actually come out and said that that's one of her favorites, and she would want to play Rainmaker. And for anybody that knows anything about that series, Rainmaker is an awesome character that controls the weather. So I think I'm just one of the few people left on this earth that is actually a Megan Fox fan, and I love a fellow attractive girl that is actually into comics. So, I gotta give her props. She actually reads. So I think they should just make Fathom and Gen 13 and give her all these projects, and it can be her comeback.
So you're a Megan Fox fan? I thought you were her agent.
Sorry.
There is a
Sorry,
definite
guys.
bias going on here.
I mean, look at her. Damn. I mean, she reads comics, guys. It's amazing. So.
I was just going to say you didn't like her job in Jonah Hex.
I didn't see it.
You didn't miss much.
No, you
No.
don't.
Yeah, I didn't see it because,
And it wasn't all because of her.
By the way, if Megan Fox, if you're listening, if you would like to come on the show and discuss comics with us, we would be happy to have you.
Definitely.
Please, anytime.
Definitely. I'm going to cheat again. And I'm going to say anything by the Luna Brothers. It's been a while since we've got anything from the two of them. I first came across them from the miniseries Ultra, which was about a female superhero and her life, but it didn't really focus on her so much the powers, but just her everyday life. Kind of like what Mike was talking about with Indestructible, except for it was taking a more serious look, but there was some humor into it. I think, Les, you remember this book?
I read
Ultra?
it.
You read it too? Okay,
Yeah,
Alex?
it's actually
Cool.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think that would even make a great TV show. They
Yeah.
could do a crazy Netflix series or something on that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They also did Girls, which was more of a kind of an alien invasion, except for they were, instead of it being aliens, they were at girls. And they invaded this small little town and killing off the female population and trying to mate with the male population. And then the final book that they put out together, because they went separate. I think it was Joshua that was part of Alex and Ada.
That's Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
Jonathan?
okay,
Okay.
Jonathan.
All right.
Yep.
That's Jonathan. They also did The Sword, which was a really good book too. So it's a shame we haven't had anything from them in a couple of years. I'm hoping that they're working on something, but anything they do would be potentially good, either a TV show or movies. But most of this most of their stuff would be more TV show related, but it would be more like something on AMC or Netflix or something like that. But
That's a great choice.
Yeah.
Ultra could be, I think, incredible. For anyone that has not read Ultra, you should pick up a copy because it's fantastic.
yeah. I enjoyed the heck out of all those stories.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? Is it Mikey again?
It could be.
Okay, could be.
Okay, so I've managed to pick some fairly diverse books here. The one I'm going to go with here is Invisible Republic. I've mentioned this one before. It is essentially kind of a hard sci-fi, or at least a low-tech sci-fi story, and it is primarily political in nature, along with being some pretty serious mystery, but it's set on like a distant moon. And so I think it could be done pretty easily. I mean, you could almost cut and paste bits of Blade Runner as far as sets and design goes. It wouldn't be exactly right, but it would be close. And beyond that, it's like revolutionary type political scenarios. And so I think it would be pretty easy to pull off. You would have to have a couple of strong leads, But beyond that, I think it would, and again, apparently I'm just not in a movie mood today. This would be, I think this would work, especially since it's still going. It would work best as kind of a long-term TV series of some sort. Either you could do it with breaks and do it in like short-run series, or you could do it long form. I think it would fit best in a long form because it's definitely a complex story that it would take a while to unravel it.
Right. Another cool choice.
I try.
Yeah, you do great. Did I miss
Very
anybody
good.
else? Was there anyone else want to chime in with another choice for live action?
I'll just put it out there, Les. You and me need to start a petition of some sort for Poor Danger Girl, because I think we're going to be dead before it comes out. It keeps getting brought up and scrapped, and they can't make up their minds. So I think we're just going to have to either make it for them or do something.
Well, the thing is, you've got to remember that Watchmen was under contract back in the 80s when it first appeared.
Jeez.
That's true.
God.
Believe it or not, Dan Aykroyd was involved with that. He was one of those that tried to put the claim on it. So it wasn't until a lot later that was made. But it's possible.
Wow.
And
that was worth it.
Yeah, and of course Terry Gilliam was attached at one time, which I still would love to see that version.
Wow, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that.
I think they should just say, instead of finding a new Bond, they should just say screw it and pour all of that into the Danger Girl movie.
Yes. Jeez, that would be amazing.
Since that's what essentially it's based on.
Yes.
You know, it's got the Bond feel and secret agents and things like that.
I don't know who they could get to be the perfect lead for that. I have racked my brain. Maybe it'd have to be a nobody. Okay, Les, I deserve that.
No, I'm tossing it out there.
Yeah?
I could see, not as Abby Chase.
No, yes, but I agree.
Could see her, is it Natalia?
Yeah.
I could see her possibly doing Natalia.
A hot name that might work for Abby Chase would be Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, because I've got weird feelings about her upcoming role, so I don't.
What, Tanya Harding? Oh, you're talking about Harley Quinn. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
Oh, goodness.
That was uncalled for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as the girl in Danger Girl,
Sydney Savage. She could play Sydney Savage without even. I mean, she's got her look too.
Who is the young girl, the librarian type? Do you remember?
Oh, what's her? I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember her name.
Yeah,
she would be.
Yeah.
She's got like reddish hair, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like in pigtails and glasses and all that.
Yes.
Can you see somebody really stretching and having Jennifer Lawrence in that?
Oh, hell yeah. I think that would be, yes. Okay. I can totally see that. See, why aren't we
Moretz? I could see Chloe Moretz doing this movie.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think we're going to have to submit something. This is too good. Yeah.
We're going to have to sit down and do a script and send it to them.
Mm-hmm. It might go quicker than, because the comic came out in 98.
Yes.
So, yeah, and it's been a long time that movie has actually been in talks and everything.
I want to say there's a trade coming out next week.
Yesterday.
For the latest.
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Renegade.
Yeah, the Renegade
It's
one,
actually fantastic.
which was actually a fun story.
Yes.
Yep.
Very much so.
Mike, can you imagine them doing Atomic Robo?
Honestly, no. I'm not sure. I would love to see them if they could really do it. I would love to see it, but I don't know how you would do Robo.
Mm-mm.
As the individual, not necessarily. The whole show.
But they did it with Hellboy. They took the story back to the origin. I can see them starting with the origin on this. But they would have to have, is a Dr. Dinosaur. He would have to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, he'd almost have to be CGI, too.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, Robo would be mostly CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cause otherwise he starts looking like the Thing from the 90s or the 2000s Fantastic Four movie. And I just can't do that, you know?
Was that the Chris Columbus movie?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, I want like a Netflix miniseries of a Tomb Raider Witchblade crossover, like the comics. I think that would be sweet.
I would like to have them bring back Pretender.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think that would be fun to see again.
That is one of the best things ever created, in my opinion.
One of the best unsolved TV series.
Yes, and just cast, story, that is one of the best.
I'll throw a curveball in here. I think I think this might be a good time for an actually serious take on Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I could see that.
I would like to see that.
I think the CGI is there now. And, I mean, how much different from Guardians of the Galaxy would it be? It would be a little that would be campy by comparison, I think, if they do it right. And,
yes.
I mean, do that serious, not too serious, but serious, and try to overcome the whole 1980 debacle. And
yes.
I think I think it's long enough ago that we could probably get away with it now. I don't know.
Who would you cast?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm making this up on the fly. I have no idea. Didn't even think about it.
Well, when you tossed it out there, I thought of Tom Ellis, who plays Lucifer on the TV series.
Yeah.
Because, granted, he's from Wales, but how many British actors do you know that can actually drop the accents? Let's say all. I think he could do it.
Could be.
He's great. He's a great actor.
I think he's fun. Yeah.
If you want to go a little more athletic, you could almost just put Chris Hemsworth in it.
Let's just put him in everything.
Let's turn it and put his brother in instead.
Let it bulk him up a bit, and maybe and I could see it.
I could do that.
Because I mean, it's supposed to be.
Well, you could bulk him up. Is that what you're saying, Holly?
Yeah. There we go.
She's like, oh yeah. We could cast Megan Fox as what's her face in the movie too, and it would be.
There we
Dale.
go.
Yep, Dale.
Yeah, Dale.
I'm gonna need my own trailer on the set of that movie for our suggestions, so I can just stay there. And
I think that's fair.
I think it is.
I think we should try to work a press pass out of that sucker.
Mm-hmm. One thing I didn't realize that I'm pleasantly surprised by and excited for now is I didn't realize they were making a movie of Vertigo's Fables, which is amazing. The video game's fantastic. The comic is fantastic. I didn't know they were doing that. Or it's a TV series? I don't know. Is it for one of the two? Maybe it's for a TV series or a movie. It's for something.
But I was not aware of it.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of it either.
Yeah, I just saw something that said it's up for something.
Cool.
Academy Award?
Yeah, there you go.
That was quick.
There we go. Well, with the success of on ABC, the Once Upon a Time show, you know, I think that something in that vein with the Fables would be an easy success.
I think Les and I had this conversation a while back about them possibly doing a Deadman series, the DC character, Boston Brand. Because the thing is, they can kind of do the whole quantum leap, you know, because he jumps into from body to body, but when we see that character, it would be Boston Brand instead of whoever body he's inhabited. And then the whole premise of him trying to track down his murderer. That could be a pretty good one.
I would like it. I could see that having some fun to it.
Yeah.
Because he does occupy so many different people. And in the DC universe, of course, he can occupy bodies of other heroes. But in this instance, he would have to stay to people and not get into the superhuman type stuff.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Yoo-hoo! So, good choices, guys. Any others before we move on?
I think I'm tapped out.
Alrighty then. Well, when we come back, we'll have our picks of the week. And we're back for our picks, and leading off is Les.
Hi there. My first pick is Kolchak, the Phoenix Rising story. This is put out by Moonstone. Paul Kupperberg is the writer and David Bryant the artist. I enjoy Kolchak from seeing the original series back in the late 70s. And this one, I think, will give us something different to think about. Kolchak has dealt with vampires, werewolves, beasts from the Necronomicon. This time, Kolchak and a visitor from another planet investigate a murder case where the main suspect's alibi is alien abduction. This I can see happening because the written word of Kolchak is his vantage point. He stages everything. He tells you what's going on. And this, I think, is something totally different for that character. And I see that it's going to be a winner, just like I've read before from Moonstone. They've been very faithful to the character, and I think it'll go far. My second choice is a book by Max Allan Collins, the great mystery writer. This one is called Murder Never Knocks. It's by Titan Books. And in this one, he takes Mickey Spillane's character, Mike Hammer, who is seeking a hitman with a contract on Hammer. I'm looking forward to this because Collins has done so many good things with comics and in books. He even carried out a lot of the Dick Tracy comics and books also. So these are my two of the week, and I hope that you folks enjoy them.
Cool.
Good picks.
Yeah, definitely. Holly, you're next.
I have got a trade to start out with. So this week, Volume 1 of Image's Paper Girls comes out, and it collects the first 5 issues. And this has been an incredible series. I know, Les, I know you read it, I believe. And I don't know, Thomas, did you ever pick this up?
Yeah.
This is probably the first thing in a long time that I have read issue to issue and been completely shocked and, just confused as all hell in a good way. It's been, from the first issue, I never could have imagined where it goes to in the 5th issue. So it's about 4 12-year-old newspaper delivery girls that basically run into some otherworldly problems and all sorts of crazy things. And it is worth a read pretty much for anyone. It's by the guy that did Saga as well. So that's another thing. Brian K. Vaughan. So definitely worth a pickup. Also, I've got number 2 of Jungle Fantasy Vixens comes out this week. And this has got incredible art by Renato Camillo. I'm going to screw that up. And that was actually a Kickstarter. So it's Boundless Comics. And like I said, the art's amazing. The story's actually really good too. It's got that jungle girl feel to it. I'm a sucker for babes in the jungle, I guess. Anything on that that note. And it's got great art, great story, and dinosaurs. I mean, can't really go wrong. Dinosaurs, guys. So those are my picks for the week.
Good choice.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with you. Dinosaurs are necessary in a jungle story.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Look at Sheena.
Yes, fantastic.
When Frank Cho was doing Sheena.
I love that run.
It was a great run, and well, of course, Frank Cho is also known for doing great dinosaurs. So,
and women.
Oh, yeah. Just read Liberty Meadows. That's all I have to find. Just go find a copy of Liberty Meadows and start with that. It's great
I'll
stuff.
do it.
Cool. I am next, and my first choice is from Image Comics. It's called Power Lines, written and illustrated by Jimmy Robinson, who I'm familiar with from the Bomb Queen stories. And it's about this guy who lives in the ghetto, and he's given superhuman powers by some ancient magic, but it only works when he happens to be in the white community. So I'm intrigued, and if, like I said, it's Jimmy Robinson, so it's gonna be crazy. So I can't wait to get my hands on this and find out where we're going with this. But I think it might be fun. My second choice is a collection as well, and it is Iron Man Epic Collection Duel of Iron, and it collects the stories from the time that James Rhodes took over the Iron Suit due to Tony's drinking problems, and it also chronicles Tony coming back, jumping back on the wagon and trying to retake his life and then retake the armor. It collects issues 178 through 195, and it's also annuals 6 and 7. I hadn't read these stories in forever, and it'd be great to read them again because I remember them being pretty cool stuff. So those are my picks. Mikey,
What you got?
I'm up.
yeah.
All right. So my first pick is Ragnarok. Issue 8 is coming out this week. It is by Walter Simonson, and it is an IDW book. And the premise behind this book is that Ragnarok, basically the end of the world in Viking myth, has happened. And basically the first major character we meet here, or the main character of the book, is Thor. Thor wakes up from stasis of some sort, basically, and he's not, let's just say he's not at all well. He is, for all intents and purposes, undead. And he is driven to return to Asgard to perform funeral rites for his family, the gods. And there are obviously hijinks ensue at this point. There are several different storylines going through it, and lots of interesting side tracks, and he gets to meet some people are still around, and obviously humans and elves are still around, and it's just been a really fun ride. It's been a really interesting take on kind of Norse mythology and such. My second pick is, I went with a trade this week too, because it being a fifth week, there's not a whole lot of floppies scheduled to come out this week. But the one I picked was Hexed, The Harlot and the Thief, Volume 2. This is by Michael Allen Nelson and Dan Mora. It is a boom book. And it is based on characters. Obviously, there was a Volume 1. There was also another trade before that, another arc before that, which was famous for having Emma Rios on art. But so the character named Lucifer is essentially a young woman, and she is a thief. She steals magical artifacts, and she's got a kind of a sort of friend / patron who has a museum where she stores them. And this is, not surprisingly, a continuation of Volume 1, which begins hinting at Lucifer's destiny, which is to become the Keeper of Secrets. And so this second arc kind of outlines that and how that goes and how other fun things happen. It's really kind of hard not to explain this without spoiling things, and so I don't want to do that. You should just go check it out. I am certainly going to pick it up soon.
Very cool. Very cool. Good choices all around.
Woo.
Yay. Good job, guys.
Hooray.
Yay.
Oh, and side note, if you pick up Jungle Fantasy Vixens, you might want to be over 18 or out of your parents' house. Just so. And note, I forgot to mention, so you don't want to just pick that up, so.
So do you want them to meet up in the treehouse? Is that it? Or?
There you go.
That's it.
I got this out of my dad's closet.
Wow.
For readers.
Mature readers only. Cool. All right. Awesome. Anything else y'all want to say before we sign off for this week?
I've got a couple things.
Okay.
Go for it, Les.
Of course, opening this weekend is BVS, and they expect it to do box office killing. Mm-hmm. The second thing is I've seen an ad now for an upcoming TV series called Houdini and Doyle. It is Harry Houdini and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. They were friends, and this is a series of like a supernatural type venue. So I've got great hopes for this because they were trying to find both the contacting the undead or the past and trying to show what charlatans some people are. So I'm hoping they'll stick pretty close to the facts known.
Where's that going to be available?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
I want to say that it's going to be on Fox.
Oh, wow.
Like in April, maybe.
Cool.
So it's coming up, and I'm excited about it. I want to see this.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that sounds like that could have some possibilities.
Very cool.
Awesome. Anybody else?
I've just got to catch up on Gotham this week. It's been good, but I'm behind, so that's my goal. Catch up on Gotham.
Now that you've got your Walking Dead and Megan Fox out of the way.
Yep.
Not so great.
There we go. I'd never put Megan Fox out of the way, though. She can stay.
Oh, okay.
She can watch Gotham with me. That's an invitation. If you're out there listening, Megan, you can come watch Gotham with me anytime.
And she has a comfy living room, so.
Yes, indeed.
Alrighty then. Okay. Anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. I am too. So with that, we want to thank you for tuning in. Please, we are always interested in hearing what y'all have to say. The feedback has been very positive so far, and we do appreciate it, but we always want to know good, bad, and indifferent. So please let us know. You can contact us on the website, on the contact page. That's www.thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. You can also email us, email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. We are on Facebook, The Fellowship of the Geeks. We're also on Twitter, @FellowshipGeeks. Mikey has a Twitter page as well. It's @MikeyGeek. Holly has one as well. It's Holly Blake with 3 E's, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's also your Instagram, too.
Yes, it is.
So, cool. And I am @TomTCGeek. So, please come follow us, and please contact us, and let us know what you think about the show.
Check us out on iTunes.
We're also on iTunes, yes.
Feel free to subscribe and review.
Definitely.
That would be awesome.
That would definitely be awesome. Yes, thank you, Mikey. Until next time, y'all have a good night and read more comics. Thank you for listening to the Fellowship of the Geeks podcast. Comments, questions and suggestions can be sent to email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. Please follow us on Facebook at The Fellowship of the Geeks or our Twitter at Fellowship Geeks. You can follow the Twitter accounts of Mike Marlowe at Mikey Geek and Thomas Chick at TomTC Geek. Until next time, friends.